and welcome to your review for Chapter 5, Section 7. This is for your quiz, okay? You can see basically the directions there. Circle the correct answer, make sure you show all of your work. These are graphs, okay? They're only asking you to graph the following inequality or inequalities when you get two of them. I'm going to start with A is -5, B is 0, C is 0. So my vertex would be negative B, which is -0 over basically -10, 2 times A. So x is 0. If I put 0 in here, y is 0. So my vertex is at 0, 0. Now let's go ahead and do a t-chart. I'm going to start with 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times -5 is -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mirror it up. 2 is going to take me off here because 2 squared is 4. That would be -20. That's well off. So when I go to graph this, I'm going to use a dashed line. And it's going to get super steep real quick. Okay, so there's my parabola. It was a little flat here, I should have bended it out. That's the idea. It says y is greater than, so if I'm at that vertex, and I'm greater than this, I'm up here. So I'm going to shade outside the parabola. And there's my first solution for my review. All right, let's jump to 2. So A is 1, B is 8, C is 16. So we're looking at -8 over 2 times 1. So x is going to be -4. If I plug -4 and I get 16 minus 32 plus 16, which is basically going to give us 0. So y is 0 at my vertex. So -4 is 0. There's my vertex. I'm going to branch off of -4. I'm going to put -3 in. So that gives me +9 minus 24 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25, so that's going to give me 25 minus 24, which is 1. So -3, 1. Let's go ahead and put -2 in. That's going to give me 4 minus 16 plus 16. Those cancel out, leaving me with 4. 2, 4. And this will probably be my last one at -1. So I'm going to be +1. 8 plus 1 is 9. And now I'll be off the chart if I go anymore. So that takes me to the limit. It's going to be a solid line for my parabola. Okay. And what am I going to have here? Let's see. It is less than or equal to, so solid line would be good there. And I need a shade less than. So if I'm less than this vertex here, I'm below it. So it'll be below this guy, that will be in here. Okay? And I get to do my full shade. Now you can say, hey, what's blue and red make? Hey, purple. Anyway, there's your first two. Hope we're good so far. All right, let's go down 2, 3, and 4. Go in green. So A is -1, B is 5, C is -2. I'm going to have -5 over 2 times -1, which is -2. So my x here is 2.5. So 2.5 is going to be my vertex. I'm then going to put 2.5 in here, which is basically -6.25. 5 2.5s make 12.5 minus 2. So this is going to be 12.5 minus 8.25. So I'll have a quarter left and $4. So 4.25. So 2.5 is here. Then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4.25. There's my vertex. That's 2.5. And I know it doesn't say to label my vertex, but for you, I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is my t-chart. I'm going to test 2, 1, 0, -1 if I have. If I put 2 in here, I get -4 plus 10 minus 2. -6 plus 10 is 4. So 2, I'm at 4. Okay, if I put 1 in, I get -1 plus 5 minus 2. So that's going to be 2. I put 0 in, I get negative 2. And you can see I'm picking up steam here to get off this graph. That's going to give me negative 1 minus 5 minus 2, so that's negative 8. And that's the last one I really need to look at, because clearly it would be off this graph. It looks like a dashed line. Okay. And let's see here, what do we have? Greater than? So if I'm greater than this point, I'm going to be up here. So when I go to do my shading, I'm going to be above this line, greater than. Okay? And now I can go quickly because I don't have to do so. There's your graph for 3. Okay. All right, moving along. A is 2, B is 1, C is negative 3. So your x value is negative 1 over 4. Okay? So that's a negative quarter. So if I put negative 1/4 in here, I'm going to get positive 1/16. So that's 2/16, which is 1/8. Minus 2/8, because I'm going to change 1/4 to get a common denominator, minus 3. This is negative 1/8 minus 3, so I'm looking at negative 3 and 1/8. That's my y. This is my x. Okay, so I'm going to go negative 1/4, which is here. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and just past that line, get my negative 1/8. Okay, so that's not very nice, is it? Okay. So I'm going to put in x is 0. I'm going to get negative 3. Okay, I'm not going to mirror it up because I'm at negative 1/4 here, so it'll be at negative 1/2. It'll probably be like right there. If I put 1 in, I'm going to get 2. 2 plus 1 minus 3, which is 0. So 1, 0. I'm going to put 2 in, which is going to give me 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 minus 3, so that's going to be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to mirror up because I don't have a perfect vertex here to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do negative 1. I'll put negative 1 in here. I get 1 times 2. Negative 1 minus 3. So that's going to be negative 2. So, and that's easier to graph. I know that I'm not going to match them up. That's not a big deal. I'll still be able to draw my graph. If I put negative 2 in, I get 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 2. Minus 3. So that looks like positive. So negative 2, 1, 2, 3. And this should be my last one to check. Negative 3. So that's 9. Which is 18 minus 3 minus 3. So I'm off the math at that point as well. So when I graph this, I get a solid line. I'm taking off there, and I get a solid line going this way, and it's very dark. There's my parabola. As far as shading goes, okay, let's talk about our shading. This is a less than or equal to, so we will be below this Greek line. Okay? Make that a little bit better. Okay. So, two of those graphs are not very user-friendly, but you can still do. Okay. So, if you need to see that, go ahead and rewind it. Let's go after our linear system here. Okay, so what I did a while is I solved for my vertices. You can see the work here. My vertex here will be negative 3 over 2 times 1, so that's how I got the negative 3 over 2. And I plug this in, and I basically do negative 3 over 2 squared plus 3 times 3, negative 3 over 2. So you get 2.25 minus 4.5, you get negative 2.25. As far as the vertex, the other one, here's my x for my b, so this is negative 1, which is positive 1, over 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. So negative 1/4 is your x value for your vertex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph these for you. Okay, negative 1.5 is here, down 2.25 would be here. So that's going to mirror up okay. So what I'm going to do when I do my chart is I'll actually be able to mirror this one. If I plug negative 1 in, that's 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is negative. If I put 0 in, I'm going to get 0. Okay, and if I put 1 in, I'm going to have 1 plus 3 is 4. you really want to test 2, you can. 2 squared is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 4 plus 6 is 10. Just off your chart up here. So I can draw this parabola, it's dashed. Okay. As far as shading for that parabola, we're greater than that line, so I'm going to be inside this. So I'm going to be greater than that vertex, so I'll be above that vertex. So there's my top equation. The bottom equation I'm going to do in pink. Okay, so I'm going to do my vertex at -1/4 and up 1 1/8. So that's about here. I'm not going to mirror this one up. It's not so nice. But I'm going to put 0 in the start. Now we need 1. If I put 1 in, I get -2 minus 1. So that's -3. I'm going to put 2 in. So that's 4. 4 times -2 is -8. And then I have -2 plus 1. So that's -9, and I can stop. So right now I have my right side taken care of. It's going to accelerate off the map here quick. I'm going to go to the left now. If I put -1 in, that's still -2. It's going to make +1 here. I'll make +1. And that's going to give me 0. So -1, 0. Okay? Oh, geez. 0, 1, I plotted incorrectly. This one I have to change. It's up here, actually. Not here. This is wrong. Okay, so I'll just delete that real quick. Okay. All right, so let me get back to -2. Plug -2 in, that's 4. That will be -8. Negative make it positive. So that's going to be -5. So -2, I'm going to go down 5. There's 4 and 5. And I'm pretty sure if I do 3, I'm going to be off the map here. So that'll be 9 times that, -18. And that'll be +3 plus 1. And I'm off. So I can basically draw my line. Now this one's dashed as well. And gets super steep right away. Okay? And my sign is less than, so I'm going to shade below. A smaller shading here. Where those shading lines overlap, this color here in the middle, those are your solutions. Okay? I'm going to actually jump through number 6 quick. Now 6 is a lot more user-friendly because your v values are 0 on each, so your x in your vertex is going to be 0. Now, if you put 0 in, you get 0, 0. If you put 0 in here, you get -5. So I'm going to start with the bottom equation, which is this one. I'm going to do it in blue. So I'm going to go 0, -5, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do my chart. This is an easy one to mirror up. If I put 1 in, I'm going to get 1 squared, and it's going to be -5 and a half, basically. So this one's going down, so here we go, 5 and a half. I can put 2 in. 2 squared is 4, half of 4 is 2, -2 and -5 make -7. So with 2, we're down to 7, which is here. And then I'm going to do 3. 3 squared is 9, half of 9 is 4.5, so I'm at -9.5, which is slightly off our graph. But it gives you a good idea of where you're at. So solid line, bam. Solid line, bam. As far as shading goes, okay, this one's greater than or equal to, so greater than would be above this guy. So I probably should have had a bigger circle, huh? Do this as quick as I can. So I don't waste time. I only have a couple of minutes to get the second one up, and then I'm going to have a word problem. So I'm going to do the word problem on another video. Let's go through this guy. 0, 0 is here. Okay, so let's do a T-chart for him. Let's start at 1. Okay, if I put 1 in, I get 1 times that, -3. So 1 down, 3. I can mirror him up. 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times that is -12. So I'm well off from that. Remember, this is 9, 12 would be all the way down here. So we have a dashed line picking up steam real quick. Okay. There's our parabola. As far as our shading goes, okay, we would be less than, so we would be underneath this. So our shaded region would be